Hello and welcome to a channel update. So this update is going to focus heavily on the fact that we're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to talk a little bit about CK2 a little bit later in this update though, so you know, if you're looking for CK2 information, it'll be at the end. So, first things first, 1,000 subscribers is very much within our sights. It is roughly about half a month away if the number of subscribers continues to grow at the current rate, and I expect it to maybe speed up a little bit because we've got a couple of new series starting, so it'll probably be the start of May roughly is when we're going to hit that number, and I am very excited for that. They've got a lot of different things coming up. People have asked for different things. They've asked for like a face cam reveal. I'm not sure if many people are interested in that, but if they are, we could probably do that. I need to find a camera or something. There's a Q&A session that people have asked for, which I will put a video up for when we're maybe about 10 subs away, something like that. And it'll basically just say, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and then I'll answer them all. You can leave them wherever, but it's easier for me to find if I put up one video and then just say, this is where the you know, underneath this is where the questions are, and then I can just have it up on second screen while we're doing that. There's a there's a few requests for a different couple of games. There's a request for visual novels, which, yeah, you know, we can do one of them. I'm not interested in doing lots of visual novels, just because I know that they take a lot of time to record, and they would then, like, if I say that I'm going to do 2 or 3 of them, that's going to be actually the channel for the next couple of months, and people presumably haven't subscribed for visual novels, and if they have, they've been horribly misled as to what's on the channel. Also, there was a request for Undertale, and there are a few other games. Well, yeah, I'm sure there are a few other games that you guys can come up with, so if you have any suggestions for that, you can leave them below this video or wherever. I've got them in my head, and I will, yes, we'll put them up at the time. What else? There is, I think that's about it for 1,000 subscribers, actually. Yeah, not much is going to change on the channel apart from the special events, and I assume that's what people are wanting to see. They want to see the same stuff. Talking of that, Crusader Kings 2 is actually changing up quite a bit. We have, like, a couple of series ending, and one that's going to be nearing ending. So we have the Fosaway series that unfortunately ended due to the save file just, like, dying. There was no way to progress past a certain date in the game, and that's pretty much the end of it for you, if you can't do that. So that was unfortunate, but we managed to achieve our goals. It was a successful series, it was a fun series, it was the first RP kind of style series I did, and it seemed to go down pretty well. We are going to be moving into the Ironborn series that should have gone up today, and it will be focusing heavily on the individual courtiers within our court. It's going to be very much a it's going to be a more individual character focused kind of campaign. It's going to be looking at the different kind of interactions you can have, because it's on Conclave. It's got a lot of interactions with the council, it's got a lot of favors going around. I think it'll be pretty cool. So that should be starting today, and if you want to have a character in that campaign, I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can see what you need to do to get that to happen. Well, I'll leave it in the comments below, not the description. Another series that's ending is the Jon Snow series. It's going to end at some point because we're going to end the series when he dies, and I think at the end of that, instead of starting another Game of Thrones series at the same time, I think I'd like to try out a different mod. I'd like to try out maybe, I've downloaded a couple of them. I downloaded After the End, Middle-earth Project, Elder Kings, and Birthright, I think it is, or something like that. And that's a D&D mod, and it's kind of weird. There's a lot of different ideas in these mods, and I want to just see what's cool about them. And I might do like short series, and those will kind of be the series that I can not put out a lot of videos for. Like, I'll do them maybe for a week. We'll say, okay, that's cool, that character's done, and then we'll move on to maybe something else. It's basically like trying out the mod. It also means that I can skip weeks if I need, say, time to record more. Like, I don't have a lot of time to record on certain days, then I would be able to say, okay, we're not doing that series this week, we'll skip it till the next week, and that basically allows, you know, all the other series to be a little bit more consistent. Yeah, and the Villain is a Vampire series will be probably ending relatively soon. I mean, we are starting to pick up speed, which is kind of the, it's actually very weird. It's like, when you start to pick up speed in a Crusader King series that's near the end, because you get so large and then you just blob. Like, you just get to the point where your army reaches a threshold where it can just actually just take on anybody, and it can do. Then you can split your army in two, and then it just exponentially gets, like, the growth gets very, very large. Anyway, so we're gonna do that series, and then we'll move on to. I think we're gonna do another Warhammer Geheimeschnack series, and we'll probably try one of the different races. We've been mainly sticking with humans so far. We've done Chaos. We've done non-chaos. We've done the cultist kind of thing, and we've done vampires. So I think we might try something like orcs or maybe dwarves. There's a couple of new dwarf mechanics coming up in the next patch, I think I saw, which would be cool. Unless, of course, that was an old dev diary, in which case they're already in the game, which still doesn't matter. Still good. And there's like elf mechanics coming up. There's all sorts of stuff. There's lizard men we can go and have a look at if we wanted to. So it's a lot left in that mod to still look at, and I think that's why I'm going to keep that as a series that's going to continue. And mostly because people are liking that series, people are commenting, people are watching. It's got a lot of activity, so I can tell that it's a series that I want to continue. EU4 is a series that doesn't have a lot of activity on it, but it's a series that is coming very close to its goals, and it's coming very close to its goals at the correct time because it knows that Stellaris is coming out in May, very early in May, and we're going to be playing a lot of that. So that's what's going to happen to EU4. Jade Empire is getting surprisingly more views than I expected, and it's getting like more comments, more likes. I expected it to be like Dragon Age, where it was kind of out there. I knew that people were watching it, but it wasn't really getting any kind of. There wasn't any. I'm trying to think of the best way of putting. Like, there was some people watching it, but there wasn't a lot of people. Like, it would get views over time. It would get up to like the level of views that Jade Empire is getting now. And views are my main way of telling what people are watching. It just makes sense. If it has more views, more people are watching it, more people are interested in it. If it has more likes, people are really liking it. That's generally the way I think of it in my head. Unless someone specifically comments and says, I like this, then, you know, that's my only way of finding out. So yeah, Jade Empire's going to continue. It's actually looking, the game doesn't seem to be as long as I remembered. It looks like we might actually finish it like within the next month or a month and a half or something like that. But that's cool. We will move on to something else afterwards. We'll think about it closer to the time. Divinity, on the other hand, is a game that I don't think we're anywhere near the end of that. We are actually getting good at the game though now, which is probably helping speed things up. We're really speeding through areas. Well, not speeding through. That gives the wrong connotations. We're progressing at the pace that the game expects you to progress, instead of dying constantly and then reloading 10 seconds earlier before we died and then trying it again. We're now actually just doing it first time. So that's pretty cool, and we're starting to get characters that are more developed, and it's an interesting game, and we have a lot of backlog for that, so that'll just be continuing for a long time. I think that's all the series that are on the channel that I need to talk about. There are some ideas for some additional things that might be happening over the kind of summer period, where I personally can't stream, but Googlefly, the person I do the co-op stuff with, has some ideas for streaming, and he's thinking about some ideas which sound really cool, and I'll tell you more about them if they ever come to anything. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.